So in this session now, let us discuss some disallowances, specific disallowances. Some of the things which we had kept pending, let's discuss them. Very technical but understandable, absolutely no problem. We'll start with one disallowance, that is of section 40A3. That is of section 40A3. What is 40A3 disallowance? Try to understand. Any expense, this I actually told you, any expense for which payment is done, for which payment is done in cash in excess of, yes, do you remember excess of, in excess of rupees 10,000 on a single day, on a single day to a single person. Any expenses, so which expenses will be disallowed? Any expenses for which payment is done in cash in excess of 10,000 on a single day to a single person. It shall be fully disallowed, by the way. It shall be fully disallowed. What do you mean by fully disallowed? It shall be fully disallowed to the to the extent to the extent amount paid in cash. Amount paid in cash, if it exceeds, yes, if it exceeds rupees 10,000. Okay, fully disallowed means what? Example, out of printing and stationery expenses, out of printing and stationery expenses, out of printing and stationery expenses of rupees 2 lakh. So how much were the total printing and stationery expense? 2 lakhs. Out of printing and stationery expense of rupees 2 lakhs, say rupees 40,000 are paid, say rupees 40,000 are paid in cash to LMN stationery, to LMN stationery shop on 2nd January 2025. Then what will happen? How much will be disallowed? Then entire amount, someone I heard saying 10,000, it exceeds 10, so then entire amount of rupees, how much? I heard someone saying 1 lakh. Entire amount of rupees 40,000 shall be disallowed. Shall be disallowed. Did you understand? Entire amount of rupees 40,000 shall be disallowed. Disallowed means what? That is added back. Added back to what? That is added back to NP. That is added back to NP while computing what? While computing PGB. Is it clear? Next point in this, if payment is done, if payment is done to a transporter, if payment is done to a transporter, then this limit, then you can pay some more amount in cash. So if payment is done to transporter, then this limit is rupees 35,000 instead of, yes, instead of rupees 10,000. Is it clear to all of you? All of you got it? Then exceptions to this are given in, we will see afterwards, exceptions to section 48(3) are given in rule, are given in rule 6DD. Exceptions to section 48(3) are given in rule 6DD. That means some amount can be allowed if paid in cash. Then, so this is your 48(3). Now go to next 40(a)(2). To be very specific, 48(2)(b). Section 40(a)(2)(b). What is this? In my business, suppose in my business I have shown that my mother is working and I am paying her salary. What I am trying to do? I am trying to divert my profit in the hands of my mother. So government says yes, you can do that because she might be actually working in my company, no problem. She might be actually working in my business, no problem. I can pay her salary. But government says limit it. Means, what is your mother's qualification? It is MSc. And she is working in your business, okay, as an admin person, and you are paying her 1 lakh per month. Is it valid? You should ask yourself, what is the valid amount? If that person was not your relative, how much you would have paid? Say you would have paid 25,000 per month. What is extra? 75,000 per month into 12 months. That government says you are doing some mischief here. So usually salary is allowed, but specifically it will become disallowed because paid to relative. Anything for that matter, I have taken on rent premises from my father, suppose, and I start paying him a rent of 2 lakhs per month. But ideal rent there was not 2 lakhs. Ideal rent in that premises, in that locality, was only 1 lakh per month, but I am paying 2 lakh. What is extra paid? 1 lakh per month into 12. 12 lakh will become disallowed. So excessive payment to relatives will be disallowed because government knows what I am trying to do. Government says you are trying to do a mischief. You are trying to do a mischief by diverting your income in the hands of your relatives. You are not showing it as a income applied. You are not showing it as a income apportioned. What you are doing, you are showing it as a expense. And I will have sitting with my mother, father, saying that, you know, you operate this. I will tell them that we have opened bank account in your name. I'll be giving you salary. I'll be depositing your salary there. But eventually, I will operate that account. So eventually, it's my funds. Eventually it's my funds, but what I'm doing, I'm taking benefit of, diverting my income in hands of my parents. So what happens? We can use their slabs also. 0 to 3, 3 to 7, 7 to 10, and 10 to 12, 12 to 15. These slabs we can take benefit, because even if I calculate till 15 lakhs, my maximum tax is 1,40,000. And if my income has already exceeded 15 lakhs, then any extra income that I am earning directly gets taxed at 30%. So I am trying to shift my 30% to less tax by diverting income in hands of my relatives. That is the point. So government says we know all these mischiefs. So what we will do? We will ask you to compare the service which you have taken with you'll be asked to compare with what is the fair market value of that service. Compare both. What is extra? That much you disallow. So you will say, why will you disallow, sir? You will to give only in limit. Good, no? Then give in limit. Because now always I have that tension in my mind that there is a CCTV camera watching me. 48(2)(b). If I exceed amount, means I have now. What is work of CCTV camera? What do you think? Moral responsibility is there to behave well. When you have at back of your mind human tendency that what I'm doing is getting recorded. So same thing 48(2)(b) does. I have now in my mind I should not pay excessive to my relatives. If I pay excessive to my relatives, there is someone watching. That is 48(2)(b). Because students will immediately ask me, sir, how will income tax department come to know? I told you everything is not for them to come to know. It puts pressure on me, na, that today if I pay excessive to my relatives, if officer comes to know, then he has this tool with him. That tool is 48(2)(b). He can invoke this section and he can say you have paid excessive. Now prove that why you have not paid excessive. So if I am not able to prove, he will add back. And if he adds back, then my tax will increase along with interest, along with penalty. Whole problem. So that is 48(2)(b). So 48(2)(b) is excessive what? Excessive payments. Excessive payments to whom? Excessive payments to relatives. Excessive payments to relatives towards any expenditure, towards any expenditure shall be dash, shall be disallowed, shall be disallowed. Do you agree? So what is the amount to be disallowed? Amount to be disallowed is equal to amount paid slash payable to relative. This amount was higher, na? Amount paid or payable to relative was high. So that amount minus fair market value of what? Of goods or services taken from, yes, yes, taken from relatives. So understand this much at this level. Makes sense, no? Otherwise, I will do any type of mischief. Specific disallowances are stopping my mischiefs. Did you understand these two mischiefs? Can I go to next mischief? Have you understood? Shall we go ahead? See now, 40A, 3 is done. 40A, 2B is done. Next, 40A, IA, very critical, very critical. We'll take next 20-25 minutes. Pay attention. 40A, IA. First, we will understand what is 40AI. You will feel that you have understood, but then we'll go in deep of that. See, what is 40AI? Non-compliance. Mischief, na? What mischief? Non-compliance. We are talking about non-compliance with respect to provisions of TDS under what? Income Tax Act. So what are the provisions of TDS under Income Tax Act? So first we should know that also. Then we will understand what is non-compliance with them. But what non-compliance you are doing? Two types of non-compliances are there. TDS, tax deducted at source. TDS not done. TDS not done. Tax deduction at source not done at all. You are not doing TDS only. TDS not done during PY. This is one mischief. Second mischief, tax is deducted at source. What is second mischief? Tax is deducted at source, but not what? But not deposited on or before due date of filing. Due date of filing of income tax return. These are the two mischiefs. Mischiefs, non-compliance actually. Tax is deducted at source but not deposited on or before due date of filing, ITR under section 139(1). These are two mischiefs. But what is this mischief? And what happens if you do this non-compliance? If you do this non-compliance, any of the two non-compliance, then what happens? 30% of the expense, 30% of the expense is disallowed. Not 100%. How much? 30% of the expenses disallowed. But for your understanding, write one point that this is what? I'll explain you everything now. This is temporary disallowance. What it is? Temporary disallowance. Why it is temporary disallowance? As if in subsequent means next, as if in subsequent PY tax is deducted and tax is deducted at source and deposited, then it shall be allowed. Then it shall be again what? Allowed as deduction in that PY. in that PY in which taxes deposited. Complete this first. Tell me once, then I will tell you practically with numbers that what will happen in each case. What exactly I am trying to say. Did you complete this? Few days back, we did TDS. That TDS was in GST. That TDS was of GST. Today we are not discussing that. Today we are discussing TDS of income tax. Many things I want to tell you. See, what are the TDS provisions? Understand. Then you will understand non-compliance. Okay. Here there is payer. Here there is pay. Assume there is one college in Pune called as St. Mira's College. In that St. Mira's College, I am visiting faculty. I am visiting faculty. So what are they supposed to pay me? Not salary, they are supposed to pay me professional fees. So assume they have to pay me professional fees of assume 5 lakh. So they will not pay 5 lakh. That is the problem. They will not pay full 5 lakhs. What they will do? They will know that they are the payer. For them, this is an expense. For me, it is an income. Government has given them instruction that don't pay full 5 lakhs. We want to know how much this pay is earning. So less tax deducted at source of 50,000 at 10%. Check 10%, 50,000. So how much will I get in my bank account? So if I have done billing of 5 lakh, I am expecting in my bank account 4.5 lakhs. I am never expecting 5 lakhs. 50,000 this payer will take and deposit as what? TDS. With whom? With government. And then payer will tell government whose TDS it is. So payer will tell government that it is TDS of this Pratik Neve. And they will give my PAN, permanent account number. Then what government will do? Then government will transfer this 50,000 in IT account, income tax account. Whose income tax account? Of the payee. So as a payee, I am okay if anyone does my TDS. I am not panicking if anyone is doing my TDS, because it is my saving. It is going where? It is going in my income tax account. So if I today open my income tax account, you will be able to see what is the TDS that people have done throughout the year for me. Currently, which year completed? 24-25. So in 24-25, if I have earned from 7-8 places, then what all TDS they have done, you will be able to see at one go. I will not show you, that's different thing, but you will be able to see at one go, because now I have taught you TDS. So you will understand that tax deducted at source is 10% amount. So you can calculate 100% amount. So you will know my income at one glance. So if you want to know anyone's income, then look into their form 26AS. Form 26AS is a statement giving details of tax deducted at source. Now what will happen? 24-25 PY is over. So for that PY, now I'm in AY 25-26. So in AY 25-26, I'll calculate my tax liability. From that tax liability, I will minus TDS, which is already deducted. Assume my tax liability is 6 lakhs. So I will not pay 6 lakhs to government. I will pay 6 lakhs minus TDS already done by all my customers. Minus if I have paid any advance tax, and I will pay only balance. So government says that TDS should happen. Now, why TDS should happen? Why these provisions of TDS? And you have these provisions in your syllabus also. But why should TDS happen? Finally, I could have paid my tax. In the AY, I could have paid my tax for PY. But with TDS, government gets a guarantee that I will declare each and every of my income. Even if I don't declare, they already know. Government knows better than me my income. I may forgot one of the fees received. Government will not forget. They have a record of TDS, because from St. Miras they took in writing the TDS return. In that TDS return, they have my PAN, and in front of my PAN it is written income credited 5 lakh, TDS 50,000. So government already knows that Pratik Neve should declare 5 lakh as received from this college in his ITR, income tax return. If I skip it, then again I will get love letter immediately that you have skipped showing it. Add it in your income. So I can't misdeclare thanks to provisions of TDS. I can't misdeclare. But does St. Miras College know how much I am earning in VTechno? Does VTechno know how much I am earning in MEPL? Does MEPL know how much I am earning in Zest Learning? Does Zest Learning know how much I am earning in Lakshya? So no one knows my income except me. So I should file my ITR, income tax return. In my ITR, I should make declaration of my PGBP and my IFOS and my HP and my capital gain, GTI, and my deductions. I will get total income. I should calculate tax. From tax, I should minus tax that I have already paid. This 50,000 is as good as tax which I have already paid. In short, if when someone does TDS, that income becomes white. Now this cannot be black. This has become white because it has come in the system. So government wants to create this strong system. So government says even if there are less income tax officers and even if there is self-assessment, we can monitor you. They have my financial horoscope now. They can monitor me easily. I cannot misdeclare anything. Getting it? Unless I am taking fees directly from students. If I am taking fees directly from students, students paid to VTechno. While paying to VTechno, did you do VTechno's TDS? No one did, right? VTechno's TDS, because that provision is not there. Getting it? So it's not necessary that every transaction will have TDS. But when TDS is mentioned, it should be done. If not done, see, actually, payer is there in St. Miras College. They are least bothered. Even if they pay 5 lakh directly in my account, their expense is 5 lakh. Or they may pay 4.5 lakh in my account and 50,000 in my government account. Their headache increases when they do this TDS and all. Their headache increases, but they should increase that headache, because if they don't increase that headache, more headache, they will have to disallow. For that college, 5 lakh is what? Expense. If they don't do my TDS, 5 lakh into 30%. 1,50,000 will get disallowed. Disallowed means add in the NP while computing PGBP. Unnecessary income will go up. Taxable income. Unnecessary will go up. Tax liability will unnecessarily go up. Simple. So non-compliance. So do compliance. 5 lakh usually allowed, but out of 5 lakh, 150 will be disallowed if they do two mischiefs. Any of the two mischiefs. What are two mischiefs? They pay me without doing TDS. Or second, they do TDS. They pay me only 4.5 lakh. They do TDS, but they don't deposit it with government up to due date of filing ITR. Government says too much. Disallow how much? 30%. Clear? What is the provision? But what I have said, this is not permanent. This is temporary. Means what? If that St. Mira's College don't do TDS, then next year they realize, oh, we did not do TDS. So next year they did TDS of last year and they deposited. Then they will be allowed that 1.5 lakhs in next year. Means PY 24-25 is gone. They forgot to do TDS. So they added back 1.5 lakhs. But they realized in PY 25-26 that Pratik Neve's TDS we have not done. So they rectified their mistake. When? 25-26. Government says no problem. You have rectified your mistake. Now allow that. But you cannot go back and allow. In 24-25 you have already disallowed. In 25-26 you will minus it from NP while computing PGBP. This is the whole point. So I hope you have written this example. So now write it in sentence. So write example. Say in above case. So don't you think if it is left voluntary that those who want to do TDS do TDS, otherwise don't do TDS. Even if you don't do, no problem. No one will do. No one will do because everyone wants shortcuts. Why will someone cooperate with government unnecessarily? Fame sir will say, na, take whole amount. I don't want to do TDS. Less headache for you. I get more money to use immediately. Even though happily I am accepting 4.5 lakhs, I'll be more happy to accept 5 lakhs. I will pay tax at the end. No one wants postponement of receipts. That's the point, na? So government doesn't give option. Government says compulsory. And if you don't do, punishment. If you don't do, unless punishment is given, we will not do anything. That's why this provision of punishment. So say in above case, payer, say in above case, payer does not do what? Does not do tax deduction at source in PY 24-25, then 30% of rupees 5 lakh equal to rupees 1,50,000 shall be disallowed under section 40A IA. Disallowed means what? That is added back to NP while computing. Any doubt? Understood? Clear? Got it? Now, go to next line. Write down. Say this TDS is done in April. Which April? 2025, and deposited in May 2025. Then rupees 1.5 lakhs, which was earlier disallowed, shall now be, yes friends, shall now be allowed in PY 25-26 while computing what? While computing PGBP. I hope all of you understood that why it is temporary and not permanent. But tell me, that excessive amount paid to relative, is it temporary or permanent? Permanent. Once disallowed, remains disallowed. Excessive amount paid in cash, disallowed, permanent. Those are permanent disallowances. You cannot recall that cash back and say that I will pay in check. Nothing. Once paid in cash, disallowed. You can't say government, I have got my cash back, now I am paying in check, so allow it. No. So far so good. What is second mischief? Here to is one first mischief I have told you. What is second mischief? Second mischief is, say payer deducted tax at source. Say payer deducted tax at source of rupees 1 lakh. Sorry, how much it was? No, tax at source was 50,000 on 5 lakh 10%. So say payer deducted tax at source of 50,000, but on 31st March 25, that is in PY 24-25, but did not, what is the problem now they did? But did not deposit up to 31st October 25. What is 31st October 25? Being due date of filing income tax return under section 139(1). So assume that you know this date. Actually, you don't know. Assume that you know this date. You are given time now to finalize your ITR. After the end of PY, you are given, in this case, how many months? April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 7 months. You are given 7 months. So being due date of filing ITR, you have not deposited. So payer deducted tax at source of 50,000, but did not deposit up to 31st October to central government. to central government this amount. Now what will happen? Here, what will happen? Rupees 1.5 lakhs. How 1.5 lakhs? Expense of 5 lakh on which TDS is not done. Expense of 5 lakh on which TDS is done but not deposited. Here 1.5 lakhs, that is 5 lakh into 30% shall be disallowed. Shall be disallowed while computing what? PGBP for AY 25-26. Clear? Full stop. Continue. Now say it deposited. Now say it deposited the said amount. The said amount on 1st Jan 2026. Then when it will be allowed? Then it shall be allowed. In which PY? Then it shall be allowed in PY 25-26. AY 26-27. To extent of rupees. Very good. To extent of rupees 1.5 lakh. Very good question. Not unless payer deposits. So he should wait for payer to deposit. So that fight always goes on. If payer is not deposited. Because government will never give from their pocket. So when payer will deposit, then only it will reflect in his 26As. This is the whole problem. Clear? 40A, IA and 40A. What all we did? 40A3, 40A2 and 40A-IA. 40I is what? It is non-compliance with respect to provisions of TDS under IT Act when payment is to resident assessee. When payment to resident assessee. Means if payment is to be non-resident assessees, there is a different section. Why there is a different section? 100% is disallowed in that case, not 30. Means I was telling you, if IPL franchisee has to pay to foreign player, then they will have to do TDS. If they don't do TDS, whatever amount they are paying will get disallowed 100%. But anyways, at this point you focus on when payment is to be done to resident assessee. So far so good. Now comes one last section in this series. Then we can go for many questions. But 43B I am not doing final discussion. I am doing preliminary discussion with you. My discussion of this will continue with you later on also. So 43B I am doing one starting discussion with you. Means phase 1 discussion. I will discuss with you after the topic also. After solving many sums, I will again discuss this with you. What is 43B? First of all, in income tax, How do you recognize income? For salary, due basis or receipt, whichever is earlier. In HP, you calculate GAV. To calculate GAV, there is a different method altogether. Means if for the month of March, I am going to receive rent in April, I consider that March month rent because I consider annual rent. And annual rent is actual rent multiplied by 12. So I don't minus unless there is unrealized rent. So even if I don't receive immediately, I still tax it. Understand? In IFRS, it hardly depends on method of accounting. Mostly it will be on receipt basis when you receive the amount. In PGBP, what method you should adopt? On that depends many things. What method you should adopt? Or on what method you are adopting? On that depends many things. Means what? Suppose on 31st March, I did a tax audit. I did signing of tax audit on 31st March, for which fees I will receive in May. Tell me, should I take this bill in my fees collected? Client will pay me in, yes, client will pay me in May. Got my point? Client will pay in May 25, but I have done all my work on 31st March 25. Should I include? Depends on which method of accounting I am following. I could have followed cash basis. Have you heard? Cash basis or mercantile basis? Cash basis or mercantile basis? Which one will be allowed? Income Tax Act says any of the two. You select the method, but select it wisely, not partially. Select it unbiased. Unbiased means incomes, if you are showing on mercantile basis, then expense also on mercantile. If income you are showing on cash basis, expense also on cash basis. Cannot do for your benefit. Like incomes, I will show on cash and expense on mercantile. That cannot happen. Okay. Select one method, follow that. Section 145 says that of income tax. So 43B is for whom? First of all, 43B is for assessees. It is for assessees who are maintaining books of accounts, who are maintaining books of accounts on what basis? On what basis? Mercantile basis. It is only for them. Don't apply this section for those who are maintaining on cash basis. Please don't apply. Why, you will understand. Because what 43B says? 43B says that certain expenses are allowed only on actual what basis? Read this. Certain expenses are allowed only on actual payment basis. Which system you are following? Mercantile. Still government interrupts. Government interrupts and say, we will not allow you some expense if you don't actually pay them. No need to tell this for cash basis, because cash basis people are already taking deduction of those expenses which are actually paid. In means actually paid, not cash, actually paid. But here what? Certain expenses are allowed only on actual payment basis, even if you are following mercantile system. When they should be paid? they should be paid, they should be paid on or before due date, on or before due date of filing what? ITR under section. So no need to pay, friends, no need to pay in the PY itself. I'm not saying pay in the PY. What I'm saying, pay at least till what? I'm saying pay at least till due date of filing ITR. Now, which are those expenses? You will understand all these expenses are such where government is involved. So, if you don't pay them that amount in time, you can't take deduction. Certain expenses are allowed only on actual payment basis. Means if you don't pay, they will get disallowed. So, what are those expenses? One, statutory dues. Which dues? You tell me to whom you are paying statutory dues. Statutory dues means like GST, like customs. To whom you are paying? Government. If you don't pay them, you will not get deduction. You can't just debit. You have to actually pay. Second, amount payable to Indian Railways. Amount payable to whom? Indian Railways. You will say, what is so big deal in this? Indian Railways are giving you godowns to use. If you don't pay rent for them, you will not get its deduction. Means you can't say rent payable, rent account debit to rent payable, P&L account debit to rent. So rent is there in my P&L, but that rent is still not paid. Government says don't take deduction. I will say I'm maintaining books of accounts on mercantile basis. Government will say go and check section 43B. It doesn't allow. Very wise section. Government wants to collect this rent in time. They will collect now automatically. Because otherwise 30% disallow. Very danger. Next, certain amount payable to employees. Certain amounts payable to, not all, certain amount payable to employees. What amounts? Bonus, leave salary, leave salary, employers contribution to funds, various funds. And last, what is last? Last is interest. Interest payable to banks, cooperative societies, NBFCs, banks, cooperative societies, NBFCs, etc. Did you all get it? In this, loophole is there. Only in one point there is loophole. That one point is this. Bonus. That is the only point where there is a loophole. I learned it in articleship only. 31st October, we were filing the return. 31st October was due date. It might be, year might be 2008 or 7, whatever. But this provision was same. That if you don't pay bonus, you will not get deduction. 31st October was the date. we were sitting and finalizing liability. You know, most of the clients do at the last moment. We were doing that. Now what to do? Bonus was not paid. But bonus provision was made in the books of account of 20 lakhs. So if we don't pay bonus of 20 lakhs today, then 20 lakhs will be added back to NP while computing PGBP. So 20 lakh total income will go up. Taxable income will go up by 20 lakhs. So tax at that time for companies was 30%. So 6 lakh rupees liability will increase. What to do? What to do? So nothing, simple, loophole. Call the accountant, ask him to make check of every employee to whom bonus is due, and please pass entry in the books of account. Bonus payable account right now is having credit balance. It is in the liability side. Do bonus credit account debit to bank. Then what you do? Your company doesn't have 20 lakh rupees. Open the drawer, put all the checks in the drawer, lock the drawer. Don't give the check to employees. But you have made the payment. Where it is said that this should pass in the bank. It is said that you should make the payment. We have made the payment. Now when you make reconciliation of bank, BRS, you will say that checks withdrawn but not presented, 20 lakhs. Loophole. You may not pay, but still you can get deduction. One loophole, because that is internal. You can't fool this way interest because it is payable to third party, bank. You can't fool government for statutory dues. Only you can fool your employees. Isn't it? But only this small loophole is there. Not any other loophole I can see. Honestly, means that client only told me, do this. Because I was tense now. From where will you arrange 6 lakh rupees? They said, we know how to do. We will now make check. I said, there is no balance of 20 lakhs. Otherwise, we would have paid 6 lakhs. Said, no, we'll do. So this was done. Okay. So this is the point. These are the points covered here. And one more thing is covered here, which I am writing separately, which I am going to discuss in later part, that is payments to MSMEs, medium, small, micro enterprises, micro, medium, small enterprise. Payment to MSMEs, this is a very different thing only, because payment to MSMEs will be done as per the due date in this act, not as per due date of IT Act. If you don't do as per this MSME Act, amount gets disallowed. So this is to protect the interest of that small medium enterprise. Here's 43H clause applies. Very debatable clause. 43H clause applies. 43BH means 43H means section 43B clause H. So that discussion I am not doing now, right now. Clear so far, so good. So I'll give you example. One example I will give you. Say GST. Say GST debited in books. Say GST debited in books is rupees 10 lakhs. Is rupees 10 lakhs for PY 24-25. Somehow you have debited GST of 10 lakhs for PY 24-25. Paid till 31st March 25 is rupees 8 lakhs. In short, there is no problem about 8 lakhs. Problem is about remaining 2 lakhs. Now, rupees 1,50,000 is paid on 30 July 25. Okay, in bracket due date of ITR. Due date of filing, what? Due date of filing ITR is suppose 31st July. Is 31st July 25. So friends, how much will be disallowed? How much will be disallowed? Tell me. It's not so difficult question. How much will be disallowed? Hmm? Friends, how much is debited? 10 lakhs. Out of 10 lakhs, how much you have paid up to due date of filing ITR? Due date of filing ITR is 31st July. How much you have paid till 31st July? 9,50,000. So disallowed will be 50,000. That's what I want to tell you. So what will happen, you know? You are discussing about this 10 lakh, which is statutory due. Out of 10 lakhs, 8 lakh paid on. 8 lakh paid till 31st March 25. Government has no problem with this. They are happily allowing you this. 1,50,000 is paid on 30 July 25. Government does not have problem with these figures. So this 9,50,000 will be allowed in PY what? 24, 25. So therefore disallowed is how much? Disallowed is rupees 50,000. Which 50,000? That I don't know when it is paid. That 50k, that 50,000 is not yet paid. Not paid up to. Friends, in future, sometime you will pay, na? Otherwise, you will have to stop the business. In future, sometime you will pay, na? When you will pay, you will be allowed. So permanent disallowance or temporary? So not paid till 31st July 25, but paid on 16th August 25, when it will be allowed. Now allowed in PY 25, 26. So which disallowance is this? This is what? Temporary disallowance. These were most 4 critical things in PGBP that you had to understand. Does this practically happen? Yes. I did audit of one very dangerous company, and that was first year of my audit, and my head was literally, what should I say? I don't have words. Means most complex audit I have done in my life, and that too my first audit only. Then my perception only became like that, that this is such a thing. We have in the audit report, there's a tax audit report. Who is supposed to do this PGBP provision? Assessee himself, because it is self-assessment. So assessee himself will do all additions, all minus, and he will himself calculate PGBP. Then you will say what CA does. CA helps him. CA helps him. But CA has one compulsory thing to do, which only CA can do. signing tax audit report, and which power is not shared with CS, or not, neither it is shared with CMA. This power is only with CA of signing tax audit report. And tax audit report has to be signed, has to be submitted if turnover exceeds 1 CR, 1 crore. So many companies will fall under tax audit criteria, many entities. But to save many entities, because these many CAs are only not there. And 1 crore is what? Such a small amount in context of business. So then, and every CA can maximum sign 30 audit reports. As per my latest knowledge, 30. So even if you take 4 lakh CAs in India, out of 4 lakh, practicing will be only 1 lakh. And 1 lakh multiplied by 30, only 30 lakhs. But entities in India having turnover of more than 1 CR will be much more than 30 lakhs. So you cannot fulfill the criteria only. And they don't want to give power to CS. They don't have knowledge in tax, unfortunately, that much. And they don't want to give power to CMA. I don't know why, but they don't want to give this power because cost audit power is there to CMA. Secretarial audit power is there to CS. So tax audit power is with CA. So there was a lot of debate. Should CMA, CS do? So I am not part of that debate. Let government decide that. But fact is what? Only CA can sign. Point is, what CA has to do? CA has to tell government that disallowance done is correct and allowance done is correct. Means add less done is correct to his knowledge. He has to sign that. Now to sign that, first I should know now. Let me tell you honestly, even if my brother has to take my signature on his business's tax audit report, I will not sign it unless I have checked everything. Because my degree is more precious for me than any relation. Remember, relation means what? It is not about, I'll go in jail directly if I sign something incorrect. So as a CA, I should not sign anything. Meanwhile, I got some offer that I will pay you 1.5 lakh, sign this report. We need sign till midnight 12. I said, I disconnected the call. I don't want that 1.5 lakhs, keep it with you. No, don't sign such things. It's very dangerous. It's very risky. Don't take this free wala money. You will get a lot of such offers being a CA. Just disconnect the call right away. In future, you will have to go to jail, and your degree will go, and your respect, fame, name, money in future will come to standstill. Don't do such things. So, of course, to sign this tax audit report, we have to take all due care. So, what due care we have to take? 43B is followed. What is followed? 43B. This company's 43B, I am not joking. This company's 43B statement was of 25 pages. Why? Some liability of 8 years back, some statutory dues of 8 years back, they were paying now. So they were taking this deduction now when they were actually paying. Some statutory dues, they had filed legal suit. Yesterday, ma'am was telling you na, that excise and all those cases of pre-GST cases are going on. Ma'am was telling you. So if such cases are going on, those dues they are paying now, and they are allowed on actual payment basis. So dues of those year which were disallowed that year are allowed now. I was like, what's happening? And this would be regular for that accountant. Accountant used to say, come out, let's have tea. I was like, meticulous person. I was like, what tea? Here your 25 pages statement I am not able to check. It's not getting over only. And why this is happening, I am not understanding that. Because 43B is new for me. So literally, that sincerely I used to take that. Then, so I'm telling you, it's very dangerous. Then my interpretation was every company is like this. Then I understood only that company was like that. And I got it in my first audit. So danger. So that is what 43B is. You will have to do such statements. And they had 48 transactions also. 48 2B transactions also means X company was there. X company's directors was partner in Y firm, and X company was buying some goods from Y firm. Means what? Purchases from related person. So we had to check if there's any excessive amount, because we had to comment in tax audit report that there is no excessive payment made to related parties, or if there is any excessive payment, then the amount we had to comment. Because what will government do? Government will see assessee's statement of computation and our report, and government will compare. If assessee is saying that excessive is 1 lakh, but auditor is saying excessive is 2 lakh, government has got a hint that we should add back 1 lakh. That's why auditor and client will sit side by side, and client will reconcile his statement with auditor's report. You are getting my point? Otherwise, in one day he will get a notice. Friends, I have to file my audit report 1 month before he files his annual return, means tax audit return, this ITR. Means if he is going to file ITR on 31st October, because tax audit is applicable, I should file my audit report 1 month prior to that date. So government is already sitting, knowing what all should be added back by the assessee. If that is not added back, gone. This way setting is done. That's why they say now that CA is what? Partner in nation building. This is one reason. Because correct tax collection is happening. And you will need CS signature, even if you are Ambani. Means for your Reliance company, you will need CS signature. Until and unless you take that, you cannot go ahead and file your ITR only. And if you can't file your ITR, you cannot do business. So important is our status, and so responsible. Getting my point? So which allowance it is? Temporal. I should check vouchers. If I find anything in excess of 10,000, then I should disallow it. Means I will put it in my report. I am supposed to give a report of amount paid in excess of 10,000 in cash. In that audit report, I have to mention that also. For that, I have to first check all the transactions. Very tedious task, not so easy. So what is the solution? By the way, only 1 lakh CS practicing, suppose, and so many companies. What's the solution? Solution is no need to do tax audit if your turnover is up to 10 CR. But then, sir, what is 1 CR? Both limits are applicable, 1 also and 10 also. If you are declaring means if you have 95% or more of receipts in bank, means you have received 95% or more of your turnover in banking channel, and you have made payment of 95% or more via banking channel, then the turnover limit is not 1 CR, 10 CR. And most of the entities will do that. Most of the transaction they will do in bank only. Then automatically limit becomes 10 CR. That's why existing CS can serve. Otherwise, if only 1 CR is the criteria, then every equation will go for toss. So anyways, when we go to 44 AB, we will learn about that. As of now, last thing for this session, go to question number 1. You don't have to solve it, you have to just enjoy. You have to just guide me and then check the solution because I have done it for you already. Start. Start. Ilu 1, page 31. Are you there on illustration 1, page 31? See, you have to calculate what? Huh? What do you have to calculate? Friends, better answer. Huh? You have to compute PGBP. It's your question, you have to answer. Nothing new is there in the question. Please answer every point. Of Mr. A. Mr. A means individual. See, when I read any tax question, I have to focus on who is the assessee, individual. So don't say Mr. A, sir, what is sir asking? Mr. A means who? Individual. Tomorrow, Messrs. A and company firm could be given to you. So dynamics of solving the sum might change. Okay, individual. For AY, 25, 26. Moreover, when you go to final, you have to keep on checking is R or NR. That also. When I'm not saying anything, you are assuming that it is R. And additional information given for FY 24-25. Whenever such sum is asked of PGBP, I will jump to NP. What is the NP? Yes, this is the starting point. This you will take in the second column. Hello? Why you are doing Mahila Mandal? Pay attention. Mahila Mandal means ladies club. Why you are doing that? Pay attention. Discussing everything under planet except what is required. See, 46 lakh 23,000 is your NP. Now go to debit side. Don't leave the format. Go to debit side and ask every point a question. Are you related to business? If you get the answer yes, then leave it. If you get the answer no, then add it. What are you getting answer for salary? Is it related to business? Yes. Tick mark. No problem. Electricity expense? Yes. Municipal taxes for house? No. What will you do? Add. Traveling expense? Yes. Income tax? Add. Bad dates? Yes. Provision for bad dates? Add. Penalty for GST? Penalty? Add. Any penalty for infringement of law will be added. Bonus to staff. Bonus to staff is okay. I will have to check afterwards in adjustment, in additional information. Printing and stationery. Printing and stationery is okay. Donation. Add. Office expense. What? Business. Depreciation. Add. Professional fees okay. Purchase of land. Why add? Capital. Now, once you have scanned debit side, always go to additional information. Because in additional information, there might be other things to be added. All of you okay? Go to additional information. Go to depreciation as per IT Act. What will you do? Less. Now friends, out of salaries of 18 lakhs, which you tick mark confidently, out of that 18 lakhs, 6 lakh is paid to means himself. How can Zest Learning pay me? Zest Learning and Pratik Neve is one and the same. Zest Learning is name of my coaching. It is name of my business. It doesn't have separate PAN. My PAN and Zest Learning's PAN is same. If it pays me salary, means nothing, I'm taking away funds. It is nothing but drawings. So what I should do? I should add 6 lakh. There is no separate employee. I'm only employee, I'm only employee. How is it possible? It is just unnecessary reducing your NP. Please add. Next, out of traveling expense, 1 lakh relates to vacation taken by A along with his family at Singapore. This is personal. So traveling you will add back how much? Means see, you have debited 4 now. Out of 4, 1 is unnecessary. So 1 will add. Next, out of bonus of 1.5 lakh, which you said was okay, make it like this. 20,000 has been paid on 1st November 25. Please make it 25. Means it is paid after due date of filing ITR. So what will you do? Add. Add how much? Add how much? Add 20,000. All of you with me? Next, out of printing and stationery, 40,000 is paid in cash to Millennium Stationers on 14 Jan 25. You are paying in excess of 10,000 on a single day to a single person. So add. How much add? 40,000. Next, out of professional fees of 6 lakh, 2 lakh has been paid to Mrs. A. Mrs. A means his wife. Fair value of services provided by her is 1,20,000. So how much is excess? What will you do with excess? Add. And further, on fees of 1 lakh, tax has not been deducted at source. How much will you add? 30,000. So simple. Don't forget to minus depreciation of 6 lakh. Don't forget to minus that. And go to credit side. What is unnecessary on credit side? Friends, what is unnecessary on credit side? GP is okay. Rent from house, interest on FD, gift from father-in-law, dividend, gain on sale of shares, IT refund, winning from lotteries. All these things are unnecessary. Why they are unnecessary? This is taxed under HP. This is taxed under IFOS. This is not taxable. This is taxed under IFOS. This is taxed under capital gain. Here, interest part is taxed under IFOS. Interest is taxed under IFOS and income tax refund is not taxed. And 2,50,000 is taxed under IFOS. My botheration is not about anything. My botheration is only about calculating PGBP. Clear? Now I will not read solution. You also don't read solution. Start doing it yourself and keep on checking it from solution. If you have confidence, 100% you can solve. Then only at the last stage you check the solution. If you get stuck up in between, check the solution. But come what may, do it yourself in your notebook. Each one of it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26. All 29 people should take signature, my signature, after completing this sum. Then only you will take a break. solution there might be incorrect, I don't know. So you do it confidently. All online students understood? You have to solve it yourself and check it. Okay. So for recorded batch students, I am ending the session. But you all will solve it. It is how much time you will need? How much time you will need? 15 minutes? All of you, I am asking you how much time you will need? 15 minutes? So show your answer by 1 o'clock and then take break till 1:30. Okay, that's it. Thank you.